The security situation in the northeast has just witnessed a monumental shift, and the skies over Borno State are officially roaring with victory today. In what can only be described as one of the most decisive and surgically precise military operations of the year, the Nigerian Air Force has delivered a crushing blow to the remnants of insurgent networks operating within the dangerous terrains of the Ngoshe local government area. According to verified reports pouring in from the front line this first week of March 2026, the air component of Operation Hadin-Kai has successfully neutralized more than 50 suspected insurgent fighters. This massive victory was not just a random encounter, it was the result of high-level intelligence, tactical patience, and the undeniable air superiority of the Nigerian military. The dramatic sequence of events actually began on the evening of March 3rd, right around 7:30 at night. Under the cover of darkness, a heavily armed group of insurgents launched a highly coordinated surprise offensive targeting a strategic military artillery position in the Ngoshe community. Ngoshe is a critical location, sitting just about 12 kilometers away from Pulka and 31 kilometers from the main Ngoshe town. For years, this specific corridor has been a highly contested zone because of its proximity to the difficult, rocky landscapes of the Mandara Mountains, which stretch across the border and provide natural hiding spots for these non-state actors. When the attackers stormed the Ngoshe artillery base, they thought they had the element of surprise on their side. However, the ground troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces mounted a fierce and immediate resistance. Realizing the sheer volume of the enemy's firepower, the military commanders on the ground made a brilliant tactical decision. Instead of engaging in a chaotic nighttime firefight that could risk the lives of innocent civilians and compromise highly valuable military equipment, the troops executed a disciplined tactical withdrawal. This maneuver was designed to draw the attackers out while massive reinforcements were quietly mobilized from surrounding bases. The insurgents, completely unaware that they were walking into a massive trap, adopted their usual hit and withdraw tactics. They quickly attempted to flee the scene, thinking they had successfully harassed a military formation and gotten away with it. But they made one fatal miscalculation. They forgot to look up. As the insurgents began their desperate retreat back toward their hidden forest enclaves, the sky above them was already buzzing with advanced aerial surveillance platforms. The Nigerian Air Force had deployed its state-of-the-art reconnaissance aircraft to track every single movement of the fleeing fighters along their identified withdrawal corridors. The insurgents were being watched in real time as they navigated the dusty, rugged paths of the Ngoshe and Pulka axis. Once they were far enough from civilian populations and completely exposed in the open terrain, the order was given. The Nigerian Air Force fighter jets swooped in and unleashed a rain of overwhelming firepower. The precision airstrikes were so accurate and devastating that they completely dismantled the insurgents' escape plan. Military officials later confirmed through a comprehensive battle damage assessment that more than 50 of these fighters were neutralized in two separate, highly coordinated strike missions. The sheer scale of this victory cannot be overstated, as the airstrikes not only eliminated dozens of foot soldiers, but also completely destroyed their logistical network, burning up their mobility assets and the weapons they had brought for the attack. This incredible display of synergy between the ground troops who absorbed the initial shock of the attack and the airmen who delivered the final crushing blow is a testament to the evolving capabilities of our armed forces. It shows that the days of insurgents attacking military bases and vanishing into the night are rapidly coming to an end. The military is no longer just defending, they are actively hunting down threats using superior technology and unbeatable intelligence. And as we continue to unpack the massive implications of this successful operation in Borno State, I want to take a quick moment to welcome all of you who are watching. If you are passionate about the safety of our nation, if you love hearing the real, verified stories of how our brave men and women in uniform are securing our borders, then you absolutely need to be part of our community. Please take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. By subscribing and turning on your notification bell, you ensure that you never miss out on these deeply researched, high-quality updates about Nigeria's national security. Your subscription helps us push these positive stories of military triumph to a wider audience. So please hit that button and let us continue to support the frontline heroes. Now, Looking at the broader picture, the clearance of the Ngoshe and Goza axis is a massive breath of fresh air for the local residents who have suffered for over a decade. Goza holds a very dark place in the history of the insurgency, having once been declared the headquarters of the terrorists' fictional empire many years ago. Reclaiming and securing every inch of this territory has been a long, painful and bloody journey for the Nigerian military. The fact that the insurgents attempted an artillery position shows that they are becoming increasingly desperate. They are running out of supplies, they are running out of safe havens, and their command structures are collapsing under the relentless pressure of Operation Hadin Kai. The military authorities have sent a very clear and stern warning following this airstrike. Any attempt to test the resolve of the Nigerian armed forces or any attack on military positions will be met with overwhelming, devastating, and coordinated firepower. This is not just a threat. The events of March 3rd and 4th have proven that the Air Force is fully prepared to back up those words with immediate action. The ongoing clearance and area domination operations in the region mean that ground troops are currently sweeping through the forest, making sure that the surviving insurgents cannot regroup or launch any reprisal attacks. This continuous pressure is vital for the economic survival of Borno State. We must remember that we are approaching the farming season, and the people of Goza, Pulka, and Ngoshe are heavily dependent on agriculture to feed their families and rebuild their lives. When the military secures these rural communities, they are not just winning a war of bullets, they are giving the farmers the confidence to return to their lands. They are allowing children to walk to school without the paralyzing fear of being abducted. They are bringing commerce back to the local markets. The neutralization of over 50 insurgents in one single night removes a massive threat from the local ecosystem, ensuring that the peace-building and resettlement efforts initiated by the Borno State government can proceed without interruption. Furthermore, this operation highlights the immense value of the recently acquired platforms by the Nigerian Air Force, which have drastically improved their night fighting capabilities and precision targeting. In previous years, insurgents heavily relied on the cover of darkness and bad weather to launch their cowardly attacks, knowing that air support would be limited. Today, the dynamic has completely flipped. The military can see in the dark, they can strike from miles above the clouds, and they can track enemy movements through the thickest of forest canopies. This technological advantage has shifted the momentum of the war entirely in favor of the Nigerian state. The residents of Borno State are beginning to see the light at the end of a very long and dark tunnel. As we celebrate this monumental victory, it is also important to remember the immense sacrifices made by the ground troops who intentionally put themselves in harm's way to draw out the enemy. Their tactical discipline prevented what could have been a major disaster at the Ngoshe artillery base. Instead of a tragedy, we are reporting on a triumph. The synergy between the different branches of the military, the intelligence agencies, and the local civilian joint task forces continues to be the winning formula in the Northeast. The war is not completely over, and there will still be challenges ahead as the remnants of these groups try to survive the onslaught, but the trajectory is undeniably clear. The insurgents are losing ground, they are losing fighters, and they are losing the will to fight. The skies belong to the Nigerian Air Force, and the ground is firmly held by our troops. We will continue to monitor the mopping up operations in the Mandara Mountains and bring you all the latest updates as the military pushes forward to secure the final frontiers of Borno State.